Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to We Are Soccer. Thank you for joining us. We very much appreciate it. Listen, if you're wherever you're watching, do us a favor. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a subscription, give us a share. Do whatever you got to do. We appreciate it. Thank you. Be sure to write in the comments. We want to hear your comments. We will read them out. We are live. So put those comments in, and the boys at the kids table over there are going to read them out if they are good enough. All right. We're bang straight in the middle of the World Cup. We are 2 games in for most teams. There's another group of 2 to play here to get their second game out of the way. But most teams, most of the big boys have played 2 games. Woo, some surprises. Surprises. Hey, Belgium, wake up. Are you ready to play? The World Cup has started. You've played poorly. And I don't know where you are, actually. So wake up, get going. There's a lot of other results we're going to talk about. Plus, the big news of the day is not even World Cup related. Messi is on his way to the MLS. This is the rumor. Lionel Messi is about to sign with Inter Miami in the MLS and come and play here in America. Hallelujah, the GOAT is coming to America. Rumors. We'll break it down. He's 35 years old. Is this a good place? Most of us thought maybe he'd give another year or 2 in Europe. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll break it down. Let us know your thoughts on that. Also, a rumor broke this morning that Manchester United are hot on the heels for one Captain America, Christian Pulisic. Good fit, bad fit? We'll talk about it. Do you want him at United? Will he stunt the growth of some of the other players you have? We'll see. We'll talk about it. We've got some United fans in the house. Talk about it. Is it a good fit for Pulisic? We'll see. Lots to get to. USA, England. Was it all it was cracked up to be? Yeah, I don't know about that. We've got some numbers. More numbers are pouring in to know how many people watched. I still think those numbers are going to grow. It's going to be one of the most watched games around the world. USA coming up, Iran, knockout game. It's the 3rd game of the group stage. They've got to win to advance. We'll talk about that with Brooks and Nate shortly. Let us know your thoughts. I want predictions. I want everybody right now. What's the score going to be? Are USA going to go on, or are they going to lose? Because if they do not take Iran seriously, that could be over quick. We'll talk jerseys. If you're going to buy a jersey, who are you going to get on the back? We'll talk about that. Who's your surprise of the World Cup? And maybe, just maybe, if we have enough time, we'll do the Wheel of Randomness. Yeah, it's a new little fun game we're going to play here at We Are Soccer. Well, on the other side of the room, the other side of the studio here, we have Nate and Brooks. Boys, how we doing? Nate, how are you? How was your weekend, my friend?
Oh, my God, my weekend was amazing. I'm coming in hotter than a Ricarlison overhead kick inside the 18. Every Tottenham fan was looking at that going, could you do that for us on weekly basis? That'd be nice. And he will not. But more importantly, off to my left, the man, the myth, the statistician with all the numbers, as always. The man smarter and knows more than your U.S. men's national head team coach, but unfortunately gets frustrated because he manages to get the roster right, despite what we think, only to secure his job. Ladies, be on the lookout, because this man is single, and he's always willing to mingle, of course, because of his beautiful hair, his good-looking smile, and his charming wit. The legendary, the one and the only, Brooks Lambier Jr. No, you do it 3.
You sound like a basketball game announcer. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know what?
This is permanent.
That's what sorry, Brooks, before I let you speak there. That's what the English Premier League needs. More American owners, more basketball announcers. That'll really get the game going.
More playoffs and Super Bowls.
Playoffs. We
Parody.
Playoffs. Parody.
Always.
Parody. Yes. All right, Brooks, how are you, buddy? You doing all right?
Yeah, busy week. No scouting again, but doing stuff with the Midwest Pro Combine, so lots of just busyness. And yeah, Thanksgiving was good. Can't complain. Family came from out of town and visited, and it was a good time. And yeah, wasn't bad. Can't complain. So watched some World Cup games as well. A lot of interesting news, obviously, as you said, with Messi to parody MLS. And, MLS. Yes, and then Nate asking me for betting tips, but apparently I'm not good at that either.
No, it's not you. Yeah. Please don't think this was you. This is me doing a controlled study just to prove that I do have a superpower. It's bad luck.
It's bad luck.
It's bad luck.
Because everything you bet on seems to lose.
Yep.
Welcome to, I think it might be this room actually, because I've had the same thing. All right, let's actually jump on that big news of the day that Messi has come out. Messi has not come out and said anything, but it has been rumored that he is right now pondering moving to the MLS. He is 35 years old. His deal with PSG expires in the summer of 2023, so about 6 months away when June hits. End of May, early June is when he'll be done at PSG. He either has to find a new club, re-sign with PSG, or retire. It looks like he is going to be on his way to Inter Miami. Now, this rumor has been around for maybe 6 to 12 months that he's going to be heading there. We all know he likes Miami. He vacations there with his family. He owns a mansion there. Inter Miami have come out and said they have offered, they are talking to his representatives, and we all know Fabrizio Romano, whatever his name is. He's the guy who says if it's true, it's true. He has come out and said this rumor is true. There is legs to this. Now, Messi will not make a decision until early 2023, meaning he doesn't want this to be a distraction during the World Cup. He wants to deal with the World Cup and what's going on there. And once that is done, he will make a decision on his future. One, as I said at the opening, I personally, and I think the boys on the other side of this room I thought he was going to give it another year at PSG or another year maybe back at Barcelona or somewhere else in Europe before heading to the MLS. I think we all thought he was going to come to the MLS at some point because he wants to expand his brand. Brooks right now is shaking his head saying he should have come earlier. I don't know. I think it's a little early. Now, I believe the stats are he's played 13 games for PSG, scored 7 goals, and has 10 assists. He is running the show at PSG. And again, it's Ligue 1 in France. It is not the Premiership. It is not the Bundesliga. It is not La Liga. It's a 2-horse race. And this year it seems to be a 1-horse race. It's PSG or nothing, okay? He is playing against donkeys French donkeys week in and week out. He's running the show, picking up man of the match awards. I get it. Now, has the MLS, they're getting someone, I'm sorry, a little earlier than I thought, as I said. Brooks, I want you to explain what were you shaking your head for, man? Do you think it's too early for him to come? You thought he should have come earlier? It's the right time?
I thought he should have just been done after Barcelona. It was a good buy. He should have just went over and just went to MLS and not messed around with PSG and all their BS. And I just think he should have just left and just came over. And hey, also Busquets may be coming over as well.
Yeah, actually,
so two old guys in the midfield in an athletic league. I don't know if they can keep up. So it's going to be tough. People are going to see a Messi that they're not used to seeing.
Agreed. The other rumor I heard that Inter Miami is using to entice Messi to come now instead of in a year or two is Cesc Fabregas is going to be signing with Inter Miami, and so is Luis Suarez.
Fabregas still plays?
He does.
Where?
A little bit. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. But that's the rumors that both those guys will be coming over and at least playing because he's very good.
How can you afford all those people?
Very good for. I think Cesc Fabregas will be
How does that not hit the salary cap of the DP rule?
And those guys will come play with Messi because they are such good friends with him. Nate, sorry.
How's that possible?
They got Apple money now, bro.
Yeah, well, you have more to spend in the budget for sure. It raises a little bit, but you're gonna have to buy down your other DP players to make them not DP players anymore. And who's your 3 DP players?
Can you name
so Busquets isn't going to be the DP player, nor is Fabregas.
No, I think Busquets will go somewhere else.
Messi will be your DP player, and then it'll probably be I'm going to guess Suarez because he can still actually score goals and do well. And what was the other one?
Fabregas.
Fabregas won't be your designated player.
No. But those guys could come play for minimal money because they want to come play with Messi. They are very good friends with him, and they'd love to play with him. Is it going to be worth Inter Miami's time to have all those guys?
Really? Is he really better than Blaise Matuidi at that age, some of those guys?
Probably not.
Is Blaise Matuidi going to sell the same amount of jerseys?
No.
I would get a jersey that says Blaze on it.
Well, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I'm just saying.
That's what this is.
Yeah. But
all
your
right,
team's going to be
let's-
shit.
Let's focus on Messi. Let's focus on
So-
Messi for one. I mean, that is the guy right there. Nate, did you think he'd be coming this early?
So
in
at
MLS?
first, when I first heard this, my initial response was, "Really? That's this?" And then I sat and thought about it and said, "Well, this is his last World Cup.
which he's already stated.
which
by
already
the way.
stated.
You're right. You're correct.
This actually makes a lot of sense. PSG was the place to go to keep in shape to say you're still in Europe. So
Yes.
it's where you're going to start. Blah blah blah. Now that Barcelona was going to afford you. Now that he's done, I think he's looking maybe to kind of coast a little bit.
I'm out. Scott Emmert just said, "Will Messi struggle in the midfield MLS?"
Yes.
Yes, he will.
So, but that's not the point. That's
I'm just saying he made a comment, and I'm going to stick by that comment and say he's going to struggle because
We're going to get back
he's
to
not
that.
athletic.
We'll get back to that question once Nate's done with his thought.
No,
I
he's
want
right. I think he's
wanna-
right. So I mean, so to me, the timing kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? You're done. You're going to close out. You're going to win some type of trophy in Europe. Hell, who knows? Maybe the cards are right. You win the Champions League. I doubt it, but you'll see. From the chat box here, Kurt Johnson's already looking for condos now down in Miami, so he could go see him. Scott was wondering if Ronaldo's going to get signed now on the backs of this somewhere, often. He's a free agent, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, it's a. I hate to call it a marketing.
I mean,
ploy.
I guess if LA Galaxy didn't have Chicharito, I guess they would try for him, right?
Yeah, but it's.
But you're not going to out a guy that sells a lot of jerseys, and him and Vela sell a lot of jerseys. So there's a lot of Hispanic.
Who's going to sell more,
people-
Chicharito or Ronaldo? They could move Chicharito.
Chicha who? I'm sorry, Ronaldo.
could.
Ronaldo, Chicha
So
what?
that's what this
Ronaldo.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
So
It's a
Ronaldo
marketing,
to NYCFC, who is owned by Citigroup, and then they'll loan him to Man City for a
There's
little
only
while.
There's only two cities that Ronaldo would come and go. And Nate, that's a great point. It's either New York or LA for Ronaldo. Now, has this come out early, and has Messi kind of just gone back to Inter Miami and said, "Hey, you offered that to me before you even think of jumping on the free agent Ronaldo and offering him anything? Come back to me because I'm going to be done. Let's sign something. I want to go there." That play by Ronaldo to leave Man United might have forced Messi's hand. And one, I do want to say, I think Messi's coming to MLS. One, no, it is not the toughest league, right? So he can come in and have a little fun. He can have a payday, a very good payday, but expand his brand. Finally, in America, people are recognizing him and know who he is. Expand his brand greatly with sponsorships, just as Beckham did. What was the reason Beckham went to Italy to play with AC Milan? To expand his brand. Why did he go to the Spanish League? To expand his brand. Why did he come to America? To expand his, and now, who's one of the most recognizable faces for sponsorship in soccer in the world? David Beckham. So Messi is doing the same thing. Is it to play in the MLS? No, that's secondary. It's to expand his brand. Sure. We'll deal with the soccer aspect of it. I think he'll do actually very well. I don't think he'll get overrun. It is a very fast. I think he'll do very well.
I think Diego Chara for the Portland Timbers at he's 30, so he's older than me. He's 35, like probably around Messi's age. Has more longevity and will have a better time in the MLS the next how long he has a contract for the Timbers than Messi will have when he's over here. And he's not as technical of a player but because he has a motor and can still run around and is still willing to defend.
Did you say Diego Chara?
Yes.
You just compared Diego Chara to
He'll be
to
a more
Lionel
valuable
Messi,
player
the
in
GOAT.
MLS.
Okay.
Just not jersey sales, not any of that. Actually, he does have high jersey sales. To be honest with you, he is high sell jersey, but he will be more valuable to your team than Messi will.
Well, you're also assuming
Because he's not going to want to defend. He's going to get gassed out because his legs aren't working that well anymore, and he's going to come up against athletes. And I'm sorry, I don't think there are a lot of athletes in the league, to be honest with you. Maybe besides Gareth Bale and Ronaldo, but it's not as athletic as it is in MLS. Now, technical, he is superior. I will give him that. He will be technically superior than probably the majority of the MLS players. But like all the players, Higuain and everyone else that's come over here, they've really underestimated the speed of play and the athleticism of the South American, U.S., Canadian, Mexican, whatever players that are brought to MLS.
Like Gonzalo Higuain said, this league isn't, come here and sit and smoke cigarettes, right? There's a lot to it. There's a lot more to it. Nate, go ahead. I want you to finish your thought.
Well, I think you're assuming he's going to play midfield. I think
Thank you.
Him up top.
Thank
like
you.
they
Where?
did-
Bingo.
Like with
Yeah, put him
David
up top.
Beckham.
He'll be
You put him
absolutely.
up top. That's what they did with David Beckham. And when he went to LA Galaxy, did that not? Did he not play more of a?
Did he play a tucked-in winger?
Yeah, I thought he played more of an attacking role.
He wasn't expected to get back.
He wasn't
in defense.
expected to get back.
But you're
So-
right. He was playing a winger, but he wasn't expected to get back. in
Chat
defense.
wise,
You're both right.
Chat wise, Scott thinks you're out of you're over your skis.
Everyone
He
does.
also wants to know when you're going to get your training back in for January there, Brooks, because you're looking a little
Craig.
not Brooks. Yeah, sorry. You're a little-
I can't
yeah.
play on Scott's
Whoa,
team.
hey,
He hasn't
Scott.
proved me yet.
John.
Played the other night, scored 2 goals, had an assist. We won 3-0. Where were you, buddy? Onwards.
Oh, that was a double shot, dickhead.
Sorry, Nate.
Yeah,
That was
all
against
right.
Nate's team.
So and I would agree with Scott. I mean, like, you know, me defending you is kind of like the same thing as Messi in that midfielder there for the MLS. It's just not going to work. The last thing is John thinks you're growing your mustache, a little showing and growing there. Yeah, and then he said, "Yeah, come on, Brooks. Rooney saved MLS." And wow,
Did you see that one goal he had? I mean, come on now against
One
Orlando City.
Goal.
From
wow,
half
you just got
field.
compared to Mike Valenti by Scott.
I know.
Wow,
Wow.
That's not good.
wow, emotional damage.
I'm not even like that. Even like.
See, I
tense.
thought if anybody
It's
was
because
gonna
Mike Valenti went to Michigan State. I think that's
would've
why
thought
he's
if
doing
anybody on the
that.
show got compared to Valenti, it would have been Nate.
Yeah.
You know, for those who don't know,
I have
Valenti's loud
sound,
and
yeah, but I have sound
obnoxious.
rational thoughts.
This is true.
But that's because these guys don't watch MLS, you know, a lot, and you know they haven't really seen it live. So
I
when
don't
you don't
know.
watch this, when you don't watch the league, and you think it's a minor league and it's a junk league, you know, that's the problem. I'm not saying it's better than the Premier League or the Liga. I'm just saying people
Right.
really underestimate how far this league has come in 25,
I think the
26
league
years.
has
And-
come very far. I will say that, but I still think it's a little too early for Messi to all of a sudden come back over.
So I'm not saying it is a junk league or not a junk league. I like the MLS. I think comparing league to league is, I've said this before, is kind of silly because each league brings something different to the table. As a fan, you can like a different league. Anyways, but I will say it is, the more I think about it, it does start to make sense. Again, if he's done internationally. He's not, I'm sorry, at his age, at his ability, and he's shown it at PSG, he's not going to go to the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Italian League and light it up. So it's PSG, or he takes it further step down somewhere else. And I think at this point he's maybe looking at it from marketability aspect to go somewhere and market himself and help market the league. Where are they going to get the money? I don't know, but when it's a owners league, they'll sort it out somehow. Here
will
comes the
figure
new
a way.
rule. They did the same thing with
Is
Beckham.
when they bring all these people over, you have to share the revenue.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yep.
In this league.
And it's gonna be
You
good for the
don't
league.
keep it for yourself. You
And
share.
every team,
Sharing is caring in the MLS.
Every team in the MLS is going to benefit from this.
And
The
Scott says
MLS
that-
is going to benefit. The owners are going to benefit. Everyone's going to benefit.
Scott does say MLS is the only league he watches.
Oh, that's a bunch of BS.
Which, I don't know. I think he might be right.
You'd be surprised. You'd be.
I
Surprised
think he
if
does.
this
I think
ever-
it
I
is.
think he's messing with me because he's really good at that.
He
With everyone.
best shit
like he
talker
messes
ever.
with Nate.
Best shit talker.
I love
ever.
it because I wear it like a badge of honor, and he's right 90% of the time. When he's like, "Yeah, your touch is shit," I'm like, "Yep,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is brutally honest.
Yeah.
I will give him that.
I love it,
Always.
love it."
All right, we're
Love
gonna
it.
be Scott Everett Love Fest here. One last thing on the Messi to MLS rumors. Again, I do think it'll happen, but one thing we haven't mentioned is he does have 3 young kids. His oldest is 10 or 11 at this point. So Paris is where he is currently raising those kids. Previously in Spain. I think he's coming over to America to have his kids be raised here, which will be a little bit closer to Argentina's homeland. And then after a couple of years here, he'll make his way back to Argentina. If not, they'll grow up here. But obviously, America is a nice place to raise your kids compared to, we'll say, big city Paris. So it is some options there. I think it has a lot to do with family.
That is a good point too. I mean, I'm not sure on the flight from Argentina to Miami, but it can't be over 5 hours, 4 hours,
It's not
maybe.
crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the-
Yep.
Part of the,
Yeah.
you're close
Yep.
to the family technically, and it's not same.
Yep.
You're on with the same time zone.
Yep.
But,
Probably close.
I mean, you look at Inter Miami, the culture there. I mean, it's so diverse.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's a perfect place for
It makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. And as we said, the MLS has got to be drooling over this. Every team, every owner's got to be drooling over it because it's going to make that money.
Plus, there's Disneyland.
Well, who doesn't love Disneyland?
Miami's a little
Disneyland.
far from Disneyland. But
It's like 4
He's
hours.
got a private whatever.
Yeah.
And a driver and
Yeah.
things.
All All right, boys. The other rumor that's happening today that broke this morning is Pulisic is being looked at by Man United. They might be taking him on loan.
Stop.
Oh boy,
stop
this will be
it.
fun.
Just stop.
This was the rumors in all the sports outlets that happened. The other two teams are Arsenal
finish the sentence.
and Newcastle United. So, but let's quickly for a minute or two here dissect where would a better option be? Newcastle, Arsenal, or Man United? Man United have got several players in that position where he can play. I think the best fit personally is Newcastle because he would get into the team every week without a chance. I'm sorry, Miguel Almiron is a good player, but Christian Pulisic can definitely get past him and get into that starting lineup. Arsenal, I don't know if he fits inside of that system with Arsenal, but the rumors today in all the outlets, and then the name was Manchester United. Nate, you're shaking your head saying, no, this is probably just a
This is
clicks.
stupid.
Yeah.
This is like every United rumor that always is tagged to them where they go, oh, hey, they need this type of player, and this guy's available. United's going to get him. There's no – it's not even rational to even think he would go to United. There's no way he would maneuver Rashford or Sancho there. He's not a 9, so he's not going to replace that need. There's heavy links for that, was it Grappo that plays for the Netherlands.
Yep.
They almost signed him in the summer. He even came out and said, yeah, the deal was very, very close, but didn't happen, and blah, blah, blah. Now it's getting kicked around again. He could play more of a 9 and then switch in around.
Where
it's
does
stupid.
Garnacho play? Isn't he on the left? Is he a left back?
He plays
or is he left midfield?
No, he's left mid, but he also plays the 9. And he comes inwards. At his height and ability, he can play the 9. He played the 9 for Netherlands the other day and scored. So he can play a striker job and can enter switcher.
Grapko. But
Yeah.
Garnacho he was the star player a couple of weeks back against Villa in the league game.
Right.
He was Man United's best player in my opinion.
Right. He plays the left.
Right.
He plays the left. So it doesn't make sense.
I think you're right.
They're just extending his deal too. So it doesn't make sense.
Right.
I think you've been saying for months to give a gold star out to you, and Brooks, you might have even tagged on this too. Newcastle is a destination.
Yeah.
Out of all those three, Newcastle seems the likely destination there.
Yep.
With affordability, with where they are with the league. United is, as a United fan, it makes no fucking sense, and I wouldn't even have him on the team. Not because he's bad, he doesn't fit in.
I still think the EPL it's too big for him. He needs to do the Bundesliga, or
I think he needs to remain in the EPL. I think he's doing
Sugar?
all right there.
yes,
But
Yes!
but this rumor today, I think
that's
we can.
true. They're gonna win the league.
Yeah.
He's coming home! He's coming home!
Fuck you, Bayern.
Yeah!
I think we can take a little bit of listen. This is probably clickbait. The Pulisic to Man United is a little bit of clickbait. People are going to click on it and read on it, right? It's probably a better rumor to click on than the Pulisic to Newcastle or Pulisic to Arsenal.
This is just what
it's for newspapers, right?
It is.
And
But let me just is he getting better at any really in the EPL? Like he has moments at Chelsea. But again, he doesn't start all the time.
He hasn't getting enough minutes,
Which is tough.
He hasn't exactly wrapped himself in glory this World Cup. Now we're only 2 games in, and
I thought he looked all right.
He did play well against England, but in the first game against Wales, I thought he was off the mark, and you could tell he's got splinters in his ass. Right, like he's been sitting on the bench. He doesn't not get match fit. But then when they put him in against England, I thought he did very well in the runs he made. He just didn't have a lot of support.
He was
around
man
him.
of the match.
So for me, it all depends how you perceive what Christian Pulisic is. Do you perceive him as a superstar like we do for the U.S. men's national team? And this is in regards to the club decision the club move he needs to make if he's going to leave Chelsea,
Right.
where he's going to go. Or do you perceive him as when he's in the club game, he is more of a secondary facilitator where he's not going to be a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant to put the game on his shoulders and win you the game. He has moments when he does that.
He's definitely not going to win you the game.
But he's not that
can
type. People don't
occasionally, but
understand. He's
not
not
the
that
guy.
type of player.
Right.
He's never been. He's got good speed. He does a lot of good things. He's technical, but he's never been like a 20 game, 10, 15 goal scorer.
Right.
Like, at least, since he's, gotten older and went over,
Understood.
And that's the problem is people perceive him in the wrong way, and they don't understand that.
I think we can all agree he is not the superstar of any team. You're right, but a move is needed. He needs to move. It's not working at Chelsea. He's been there 4 years. £58 million is what they bought him for. He needs to move on because it's now 3 managers who've struggled to really find that rhythm for him. I think we all said it last week. This World Cup hopefully can be the breakout for him and he can find a new team.
So, yeah, and Chelsea's been a dumpster fire, but I will say this, and added to the rumor mill, added to the fire, I have under good, from what I hear, sources, not my sources, public sources, who usually get it right, that the Nkunku deal is, done.
Yeah.
And he's going to Chelsea. Mm-hmm. And that is basically just a foregone conclusion. It's going to be announced relatively soon. Actually, they're saying it's going to happen.
So Nkunku to Chelsea, one less spot, lot less minutes.
And he plays the same position.
Chelsea have probably said, hey, Christian, this guy's coming in. Find your way out, whether it's on loan for 6 months or a permanent deal, or on loan for 6 months, then a permanent deal in the summer, whatever it is. Find you and your agent, go ahead and look. There should be a lot of suitors for him.
And I agree here with
JR.
With JR that he is even though Scott disagrees. By the way, Scott came in hot with, hey, he rewatched the Messi goal for Mexico and said, yeah, it looks like Messi has totally lost his step. But anywho, I think I do agree with JR there that Pulisic is more of a system player. And I think he could do well, though, but he could do well.
Clint Dempsey
for Newcastle.
scored goals.
Yeah.
And I know you don't like Clint Dempsey. I'm sorry. Clint Dempsey, wherever he went, usually scored goals. Landon Donovan made an impact in the game somehow with scoring some big goals or whatever. And Pulisic has. He's his PK, and he's done well with that.
Yeah.
But he's not those two.
Well, okay. Pulisic needs to move.
I think he
needs to play in a good formation. I think Eddie Howe in Newcastle is the spot for him because Eddie Howe has got a bunch of donkeys up there, and he's got them into 3rd position in the EPL, and he is playing formation soccer.
Miguel Almiron from Atlanta United is not a donkey.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
That guy is a donkey and a half. But I think it would be a good fit. Now, let's transition into the USA-England game that happened on Friday, 0-0 draw, excuse me. Listen, I thought Pulisic played very well. That left foot shot he hit off the crossbar is probably the play of the game. Weston McKennie missing from the 6-yard line. Harry Kane missing from the 6-yard line header. Those were pretty much the highlights of the game, in my opinion. There was, I believe we've heard that Fox is saying there was close to 19 million viewers for the game. It is one of the biggest games that has happened in recent U.S. men's national team history. Just as a comparison.
Can I make a comparison to that will just shit all over it?
Well, hold on. Yeah, hold on. That's just in the U.S. that we know of. Yeah. I actually think that number is going to be bigger. But just as a comparison, any Premier League game that's aired on a Saturday or Sunday on Peacock or NBC garners anywhere from 900 to 1.2 million, 900,000 to 1.2 million. So this match, it was hyped up. There was a lot of advertising. I can tell you the average sports fan checked in. I went over to see my neighbor on Saturday morning. He's a 72-year-old gentleman who's leaving for Florida in a week. Said, hey, I tuned into that soccer match yesterday. And I said, well, what did you think? He goes, yeah, it was pretty boring. And I said, yeah, you're right. Even for someone like myself who watches soccer every single day, it was pretty boring because that's what England wanted to do with the match. Boring. Boring, boring, boring because Gareth Southgate is a coward. He refused to come out and really play. He didn't push players forward. He was waiting for the U.S. men's national team to make a mistake. He was waiting for them to break out of their formation, get out and make a mistake, and they didn't. Kudos to Greg Berhalter and his staff for really holding his players in and getting them to retain a formation and not make mistakes and break their own lines and let England get through. The only criticism I will have of the U.S. men's national team is they didn't push enough players forward often enough. It was mostly the 3 front players going and not many others coming minus set pieces. Other than that, U.S. men's national team should be very proud. They should be really, really happy with a point. I think they did very well. They should have won the game. In my opinion, even a draw for them is a win. Again, I blame this on England and Gareth Southgate because it was boring, and they didn't come out. There were 7 passes between John Stones and Harry Maguire in the first minute and a half. I mean, they were just looking to retain possession and watch the U.S. make a mistake, and it didn't happen. As you can see, I'm a little unhappy. I was hoping the England would come out and give it a real go. They didn't. It is what it is. Boys, I see you on the other side of the table there. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I can go on my long tangent that I thought about in my head, but I couldn't be more prouder than this team, personally speaking.
It should be proud. They did very well. They did the country proud.
Yep.
They held up with one of the top 10 teams in the world.
They held up with one of the top 10 teams in the world. Yeah, Wales didn't go the way we wanted, but you know what? You are in a position where destiny is in your hands. There are many teams in this World Cup who cannot say this. Many teams that on paper might sound better than the U.S. who cannot say this. Argentina, for an example, yeah, they can win, but there's a formula there where all of a sudden they could win and then also be out. Germany could win and still be out. So there are many better teams out there that are in a situation that they would rather be in USA's situation where no matter what, they win and they're fine. And yeah, it would have been nice to be sitting like France or sitting like England. Mathematically, it's going to be, France is already good to go, but England, like mathematically, it would have to be some crazy thing that happened for them not to go forward. Yeah, that would be nice, but you know what? That's not the reality in a tournament like this, in a tournament this big with this many good teams. That's why this is the pinnacle of all soccer. And for me, I mean, again, this journey started when they didn't qualify. They didn't have a plan.
Right. Back
in Trinidad and Tobago, when you looked at a squad. By the way, Tim Ream could have played for this team in Trinidad and Tobago. They didn't call him in. They didn't call in Jeff Cameron. They didn't call. Yeah, I mean, Yunus Musa was like 8 or something. But but many of these guys, USA shit the bed 4 years ago, and I don't think people understand that. And before you can run, you have to crawl a little bit, and that's why I said this.
It's taking them some time to build it back up to where it is.
But that's what I said this whole time. My goal, what I think a successful World Cup is not getting out of the group. That's nice. That should be everyone's goal. But it's how many of these players can you get in? What are you building for 2026? Because there was no plan, in my opinion, 4 years ago, and it rendered you in a scary situation of not qualifying. I don't think we're in that situation anymore. And in fact, I think only 2 players, if you really wanted to, only 2 players because of age would be aged out on this team. That's it. 2 out of 27.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. I think, and the rest of the world is taking notice, and they realize that in 2026, that's 3.5 years away, the World Cup is here in North America, and this team, the U.S. men's national team, is the youngest team around. They see what they're building. Think about this. Gio Reyna in 3.5 years. Think about Musa in 3.5 years. With 3.5 years more experience under their belt, are you kidding me? This team is going to be one of the teams to beat. I think I don't want to say they shit the bed against Wales. I think Greg Berhalter didn't do very well in that game. I think his coaching let the team down. Against England, Greg Berhalter came out and said, let's go at it and let's play. And I think the boys responded. I think they did really well. Nate, you are 100% correct. Everybody should be really proud. Again, not the most exciting game in the world from the average fan, but for a U.S. men's national team fan, exciting. Yeah. Exciting. I still think they need to get out of this group. If they come out and shit the bed against Iran, it's going to be, if Iran win 1-0, and we don't have very many shots on goal, the U.S. men's team don't have very many shots on goal, it's not going to look good because out of 3 games, we will have played good in 1.
I'm not living in the future. I'm living in the present. And right now, presently speaking, 2 coaches from our region made 2 statements, and one of them held up to it, and the other one's going home. Canada's coach came and said basically the same thing that Berhalter said. We're going there to compete. Well, you're done. The other guy competed. And you know what?
Canada not win CONCACAF?
Good for them. They're going home now. So, I mean, sorry. And you know what? He might be a better coach. Fine. I don't care. I don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because one of these coaches is in a position, in a pole position, not playing slouch teams either. Not saying Canada played slouch teams. I think Belgium is good, despite their loss. I think Croatia is very good. I said they're going to get out of the group. Everyone's underestimating them. So Canada played some tough competition. U.S. also played some tough competition.
I think you underestimate what Canada has, the product they have coming up within their youth system and what they've really changed, what they've really done.
Yeah, they've come a long way
with a lot of what their youth programs in the big cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. I mean, I think they are one to look out for in these next, when it comes here to 2026.
I agree.
And you know what? 100%. If they don't play a team in negative 4 degree weather, they're not winning. So that's the facts. And you know what? I'm sorry. Look at USA and what they've brought on. Look at USA and what they've developed.
Canada are going to play all of their round robin games, group games in Canada. America will play all their group games in America, and Mexico will play all theirs in Mexico. Right? But Brooks, you're not wrong. I think John Herdman has done an absolutely phenomenal job, and he's going to get paid. Yes. Nate, you're 100% correct. They are going home. They came to the World Cup finals, and they're going home. But besides today's game where they looked poor.
And they lost against Belgium, too, so don't forget that. It's not just today.
They lost against Belgium, but I thought they looked good against Belgium. I think they did really well. It's a good showing. John Herdman, I think, had them pumped up and ready to go. I thought he came in with a really good game plan against Belgium. Today against Croatia, for the first 10 to 15 minutes, they looked really good. They were up 1-0, and then everything fell apart, and they looked poor. They made bad mistakes. Brooks is right. They've got some stuff coming. They got some players coming through the pipeline that are going to be good, and I think give it another 3.5 years, and they could be a team. Are they going to be anywhere close to the U.S. men's national team? No, I do not think so.
I'm going to give you a hot take here. This is just from what I see, just watching a lot of games, within the youth system and where these players are going. I think the biggest thing we're going to overlook that Canada can jump us in certain circumstances. Remember we had that discussion of who would you rather take, the old guard, when we mix the players and with the new. Well, what did we kind of, Nate and I, we agreed. They had heart and they were going to fight to the end, right? I think with the movement of the American player and how we all go goo-goo and gaga over how they move to a European club, whether it's in the Bundesliga, EPL, Eredivisie, wherever it is. I think we put too much on that to say that means it's the success of the men's national team. I think we put too much stock into that, and we're like, we're developing these technical players and everything. If you watch academy games, like I do all the time, there's no physicality whatsoever. You have the ball, and Craig, when you played soccer, college, high school, when you played overseas, was there always physicality and someone was going to kill you?
Yeah. Not.
Weren't you afraid as a forward that someone's going to just put their cleats right into the back of your calf all the time? And you have to look over your shoulder?
You're always looking over your shoulder. Absolutely, you're always over your shoulder.
None of these kids deal with this.
I know.
None of these kids deal with this. It's like you have the ball, I have the ball. And maybe you get a shoulder-to-shoulder thing every once in a while. But you can't win a World Cup and be successful at the international level by just being a technical player. And saying I go over to Europe and I'm successful, really, what? Pulisic's been successful, I guess, and Aronson's on his way, and Adams has, and McKennie's up and down all the time. But, are they as successful as we think they should be?
Adams is starter, Tim Reams the captain, and I think it depends on. I see your point. I see your point, and parts of me agree, but I think. It depends on the player, depends on the league, depends on the team. Because if I look at Tyler Adams getting in people's faces week in and week out in the Premier League, it's a stud. You know what I mean? And I think I think there's going to be really good things coming from Aronson's brother playing in Frankfurt. Again, that's the future. I'm looking at today, though. Right. Today, and I'm not criticizing the coach. I think he's a better coach than Berhalter, but the fact still remains. Both of them said basically the same thing. We're here to show that we're on the main stage and we belong here. And quite frankly, I'm sorry. I think Canada missed the boat.
It's their first time in the World Cup,
yes.
So
Cool.
they got some growing up to do. I do want to jump ahead here. Let's talk about Iran, United States coming up on Tuesday.
I didn't get the breakdown England, US.
well, you can still do it. You can absolutely still do it, right? Push it in here.
Yes.
One of the questions I want to ask you specifically, should Aronson have started that game against England, and should he start against Iran?
He should not be put in the midfield because at Leeds he's been successful playing higher up the pitch, and you can see when he plays in the midfield and he has to drop down so far, it negates what he wants to do. Right. Get him going forward, and he's got some athleticism to get him behind. Let him go do that. And I get McKennie's hurt.
I saw him coming in. I was like, oh, shit, I'm worried now.
Put Kellen Acosta in at the 8. Take McKennie out and put Acosta in, and then sub out Pulisic or sub out Wright, put Weah in center forward, and then put Aronson at a winger position.
A lot of people we asked the question, who was the man of the match for England versus US men, and a lot of people had Weston McKennie, which surprised me. Brooks,
he did well.
Did you think he was the U.S. men's national team, man of the match? Was he the man of the match for the U.S. in your opinion?
I thought Zimmerman was the two back. And everyone like Alexa Laws was like, I thought he was terrible. Like, what were you watching there, son? Like, I know we had some passes that were errant. I went back and watched. He tried to break lines though. And some led to counterattacks. But he covered ground. He was getting in and stuck in and making Harry Kane's life miserable.
Yeah.
Walker Zimmerman did a damn good job.
I agree with you. I saw the same thing. I was like, what are you talking about? Like every ball, and you probably watched a little bit closer than I did, but from what I saw, every ball that got played in there, I saw Zimmerman on the other end of it, clearing it out, and that's kind of what you want.
Yeah. And then he was heading the ball back to Turner under pressure. Like, he did everything right. And I know there were a couple moments where he gave the ball away because he was trying to break lines, but Hercules Gomez was criticizing him for, he plays in Nashville. They don't break lines. He can't do shit. Like, Walker Zimmerman played for Bob Bradley in LAFC where he had to break lines. And in FC Dallas, I'm pretty damn sure Oscar Perea asked him to break lines as well for that. So, everyone's like, you play in this system, you can't do it. Like, Walker Zimmerman can do it. Maybe he's not the best passer. Maybe Tim Ream's a little better. But he can do it.
So we have a lot of Brooks love in the chat now.
Ooh.
Kurt
everybody's
says,
siding with Brooks on this Walker
communication
Zimmerman,
to the back four. Andrew saying he kept if you keep
Turner was good too. I will give Kirk that as well. Turner did it.
He goes. Was Andrew here said if you keep Harry Kane quiet, then you had a very very good match. Yeah. So I think guys have it there.
Is it not a sad game with the two men of the match one for each team? Is a center back? Because in my opinion, for England, Harry Maguire was England's best player.
He was.
He won everything in the air.
He was.
There wasn't a single ball he didn't win.
I will bring
it's only a sad man of the match thing if you're a Man United fan and watch Harry Maguire get man of the match.
Second Man United fan to say that to me today.
The last thing I want to bring up, I know you were frustrated with their play, but again, when I went back and watched at least the first 20 to 30 minutes of the first half, Saka was getting inside in the half space, and he was finding gaps in between the U.S. lines, and they were breaking lines. Stones played some terrific balls into Saka.
John Stones showed his skill set in this game. Agreed.
Yes, Saka at times was just too much in line with the defensive lines of the United States, so he wasn't really eliminating players enough, and the passes weren't played in hard enough. But, credit to England. I know they sat back a little bit, but I don't think they played as bad as everyone thought they did.
Here's where I can tell you the game plan. Jack Grealish came in, and the first time he gets the ball, he makes a run, a little mazy run like he usually does. He knocked the ball off or he got fouled. The next time he got the ball, he beat a man, turned back around, and passed the ball backwards.
Yeah.
He never got the ball again. Every time England seemed to go forward, they went, all right, defender, fellow teammate. Ooh, way too many. Turn the ball back around. Let's go back to Stones and Maguire. Wait a minute. That's not how the England team is built. Foden, who never touched the field. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Never touched the field. Grealish loves to take players on and get fouled. Right? Saka loves to take players on and get fouled. Harry Kane loves to take players on, shoot as often as he can. That never happened. It never happened. Every time they look forward, they seem to go, well, there's one of my teammates, and then there's 2, 3 defenders. No, you know what? We're just going to hold possession. We're good with a draw. Neither team wanted to come out and really go at it. I say that because, as I said earlier, the U.S. men's national team almost refused to pour players forward. Pulisic would go on a run. and he'd have Haji Wright with him. But then all of a sudden,
Haji
McKennie
Wright
would
did
be
nothing,
there.
by the way.
But everybody else would hold back, and they would only go with 2 or 3 players. They wouldn't go with more than that.
There was like 2 instances or 3, I think, where Haji Wright battled with McGuire and he won a foul or held up the ball.
Yeah.
But other than that, he did absolutely nothing.
Should Sargent not have played?
I mean,
Sargent probably would have done better.
he would have drawn McGuire out more, and if you combined quickly and slipped Weah through or Pulisic, or caught a deep lying run from a midfielder, that's where Pulisic would have been. I wouldn't have sat right and we need a physical player. We don't need to sit in between the 2 center backs and Stones and McGuire because they deal with this stuff all the time.
All the time.
They need people to pull them out.
Against the best players in the world.
Exactly.
Not Haji Wright, who's nowhere near that.
Exactly.
Nate, were you going to say something there?
Now, I was going to ask Brooks, back to the soccer comment. I thought Robinson put him in his pocket the whole time. Just locked him off.
Sterling?
No.
No, who was on his side?
Robinson.
No.
Because Dest was on Sterling's side.
Who was on Robinson's side?
And
Saka.
Anthony, it was Saka
was on
and
his side.
Saka, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought he limited Saka to what he did in the first game against Iran.
Yeah.
Again, Saka is very unique when you play Arsenal. He's not an out-and-out winger. He's a guy that wants to come inside. He can come inside the game and cause you problems,
Right.
which they did very early on. And there were moments when he got inside and he can combine.
Yep.
He could make a third man run through after he combined to get him behind. He did that. That was how almost Harry Kane almost scored that first goal early on, which Walker Zimmerman blocked.
Agreed. Which, if that ball goes in the back of the net, that game completely changes. America has to come out and really pour forward. Go ahead, Nate. Before we move on, I want to talk about Iran coming up on Tuesday.
Tim, there's a lead right into it. So you guys said Aronson, and honestly, I like him off the bench because of his speed. Right, I think he changes things.
Yep.
But I think he is good enough to start. If you're going to start him or Gia,
Who comes off?
hold on. Well, to me, I would pull Haji Wright off because he's useless. Just like you said, he didn't do anything. But could you move? Let me ask this question: could you move Tim Weah? Because you can't do it with Pulisic. Could you move Tim Weah inside and have him play the forward? Is he any worse than what you already have? Or do you go with it? Or do you go with Jesus Ferreira, who hasn't touched the field yet, which is a little bit surprising to me?
Yeah. Why did we bring him if he's not going to touch the field? A Pifok would have been great against England, would he not have?
And my bitch is he is an MLS leading goal scorer, and some people are going to criticize MLS, but the fact is, in games, he puts it in the net. Haji Wright is not putting it in the net. Sargent hasn't done it either. Right. So now who else do you go with? And to me, that's either you're going to pull Tim Weah in or you go with Ferreira.
Correct. So I think you can play Weah or Ferreira at the 9 if you wanted to.
I'd play Weah.
No, I'm going to assess this. The only reason you put Weah in is to say that I want Aronson or Gio Reyna to play in the winger spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the only reason why you do that as a tactic decision.
Yep.
If you're like, I still want Pulisic and Weah as my wingers, then you put Ferreira or Ferreira in that or Sargent. Yeah. Those two. That's who you pick from. And what's the difference? So Sargent's probably going to give you a little more in the box. He's a little more physical. He's got a little more build to him. Mm-hmm. But he can do the same things as Ferreira. Come in the midfield, turn, combine. Who's really the better header of the ball? I don't know because they're not huge targets in the box. So it's kind of like who you're going to ride the hot hand with. And it's probably Sargent because he played, right? So it probably just makes sense to me to start Sargent, leave Weah on the wing, and then leave Pulisic out wide as well.
And to me, Weah, when I was saying that, Weah doesn't leave the field because to me, Weah is one of the best attacking options you have right now. Period. So.
Okay, boys. So, U.S. men's national team has Iran on Tuesday. This is a must-win game. Essentially, as Greg Berhalter said, we are now into the knockout round. We cannot lose, obviously, and a draw isn't going to do us any good. The U.S. men's national team needs 3 points. They got to move on here.
It's cool. I got this.
Do you think they're feeling the pressure? Do you think Greg's feeling the pressure? No. Is the nation, the soccer nation, feeling the pressure? You got this because you're betting.
I'm going to bet on Iran, and it's just they're going to lose. So, guys, don't worry about this. It's done. It's fine.
All right, give me a score prediction, boys, and everybody online. give us a prediction. Who's winning and what's the score? Is it U.S. men's national team? Is it a close game? Are they running away with it? Tell us what you think. Put in. I want to hear. Everybody's thoughts. Specifically, though, Nate, give me a score.
I can't.
What's the score, buddy?
Nope.
No, can't do it. You want to jinx it? Okay.
No, I won't.
Don't give me a score. That's fine. But will
won't.
you be nervous for this game?
I don't think these. I mean,
Give an
Will
assessment.
you
If you're
be
not going to give
nervous?
if you're not going to give a score, give your assessment of how the match is going to go.
I think it's going to be tight. I think USA is going to come out flying. I think they're going to come out flying. I think you go against England who pumped Iran, and I get it. Iran got their shit together for Wales. There's a lot of shit going on right now with Iran domestically, where there's some stuff going on. I won't get into it because it's political and this and that.
Thank you, U.S. men's national team social media for doing that too.
Seriously,
whatever.
If that wasn't a little bit of extra motivation for the Iranian team, I don't know what is. Yeah. We're not going to get into the political side of it here because this is
that's
purely
cool
soccer.
because
but
I don't
it is
do
extra
the
motivation.
tweets, guys, so I have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah. Anyways, stop it, Shook. They're not going to lose 1-2. So,
oh, Shooky, no! Oh,
stop it. Anyway,
He's got to throw in some different comments. That's who he is.
So I think they're going to come out flying. I think they're going to come out with a chip on their shoulder. They have the
U.S. team.
Yeah, they got the momentum. I think they have the momentum with you. You took the group leaders to the brink and could have won in several aspects. And we'll see, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
And I think they have just as much momentum as Iran. By the way, Iran scored with 10 men. Iran, those goals came in toward. I get it. There was other ones that came in there, but it really wasn't until that red card happened that they went in. And USA has not been scored on in open play.
All right, Brooks, before you jump in and give us your assessment and your prediction, I do want to give a small rebuttal to what Nate just said there. Iran versus Wales, you are 100% correct. They did not score until the red card for Wales happened, and those goals did happen very late. But
there was a couple near chances.
But there were several. They hit the post twice, I think, within.
Yeah, we hit the post
plays.
too.
Yeah, but I'm saying Iran could have won that game 5-0. Actually, Wales were poor. It was really disheartening to see all the Wales fans put their head in their hands and realize that they're going to be going home. Essentially, they're going home, and that's how it happens. But Iran. They're going to have an extra chip on their shoulder. Brooks, I'm going to have your assessment in a second here.
When you put all your emotions into one game, which is clearly what they did against the U.S., like that whole team and fan base, you're going to come out flat the next game. Now, we'll see if they rally for England. That's a different story. Yeah. But I think that's what you saw.
Yeah. All right, Brooks, break us down. Give us a prediction. Give us your assessment of how Iran and the U.S. team, the game will go.
So I don't think either team sits in, there's no sitting in. It's going to be open. It's going to be the U.S. team is going to be open. They're going to be, they're going to be prone to the counter. They know they have to score. They have to win. In the game, I don't know if Iran is as disciplined as what Saudi Arabia was against Argentina, would sit in the back line and make sure everyone's in line and offsides and all that stuff, offside trap, but. I think it's going to be an open game. There's going to be some goals scored. I'll go 3-1 USA.
Okay. All right. I'm going to actually go completely different from what you boys just said. I think in the first 15 minutes of this game, Iran is going to come out, excuse the pun, or excuse the phrase I'm about to use, guns a-blazing. Iran is coming out of the blocks. They are coming out hard and fast. I see the U.S. sitting in for 10 minutes. I see them sitting in, trying to absorb pressure, and then growing into the game, and then almost luring Iran, saying, we know you're coming out hot. We know you're going to come at us. We know it. You've got to win. You're pissed off because religion and all that and what happened with the social media stuff. They're going to use that as extra motivation, Iran is. I think the U.S. is going to say, listen, soak up the pressure for 10 minutes. Soak it up. Let them waste energy. Let them waste motivation here. And then let's build in. Let them come up the field. Let's let that space behind them, behind their midfielders, behind the defenders open up. And then I think at around the 10 or 12 minute mark, you're going to see a different U.S. men's team. They are then going to break out, and that is when you're going to see the real game. They're going to say, listen, Try not to let them have shots. Try not to let them break the lines. Try to stifle them for 10 minutes, and then let's go. Let's go, because they'll be tired, and they'll have realized they'll have used all of their energy and all of their pissed offiness, that's not a word I know, coming at us. But I think then the U.S. will go at it. I'm going to say right now, I think it's 2-0 U.S. men's national team, but those goals will come late in the first half and then probably midway through the second half. And midway through the second half, once we get that second goal, I think he changes up his formation, and he goes defensive, and he goes to hold on. And it'll be a tight ending.
Whoa.
It's going to be so American, like an MLS Cup final.
I know.
Hold on. Are you saying that? Whoa.
Play defensive. Whoa.
No. You're saying that Berhalter is going to change something?
Yeah. I think someone on the coaching staff goes, "Hey, we're up 2-0, and if we stick with it right now, we can win." So I think.
He's going to be like, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
But I think all of a sudden you'll see Acosta get into the game and sit deep. And then I think you see everybody just sit deep and then clearing the lines as quick as they can.
Jordan Morris scores a goal.
You could even see Jesus Ferreira getting into this game in the last
Richard Roldan
5-10 minutes. Bingo.
This is a great game for Roldan. Yes.
This is their time. When the
Should've
USA
played
go
Wales.
up 2-0.
But you have to bring him in not in the 75th minute. It's like 70 or...
Oh, don't worry. He doesn't bring anyone in the 75th minute. The 80th.
But I think that's what happens. I think the U.S. gets one midway through the first, towards the end of the first half. They get one around the 55th, 60th minute to go up 2-0. And then around the 65th minute, they change it up and go defensive. And you're right, Roldan, Morris, Kellen Acosta, they come in and the USA try to lock it down. And it's going to be a tight ending because Matt Turner is going to be called upon. And I think the USA closed it out 2-0 and finished second in the group,
I'll say this.
which could be fun.
I'll say this again, and I'll end with this before I ramble off some chats real quick.
Yep.
And then kick it to Brooks. Results aside, to me, it doesn't matter. I'm immensely proud of this team. And I'm really impressed with what they did. And I'm really impressed and excited for the future.
I'm
Period.
excited for the future, but I'm going to hold my breath, and I'm going to be very nervous coming to this game. I think they need to at least get a result in this game.
No, they don't. It is what it is. I think you did the job of laying a foundation that didn't exist before. Real quick.
Yep.
Shook says he agrees with you exactly at certain points. Can't remember when. About a minute ago. We rewind it. That's where he agreed with you exactly. Also, he says the PR guy needs to be fired.
Agreed.
And Kurt is pissing his pants. He's pissing his pants and
Laughing,
he's panicking.
I hope, or is he just drunk?
He's
just
panicking.
Just panicking. Panicking. But dude, chill. It's great. They did awesome.
All right, so
Brooks.
officially we've got, hold on just real quick before Brooks, we finish up here, and then we'll head to a quick 2-minute break once Brooks is done. But we've got officially, Nate is not worried about it. He thinks we're going to win. He won't give a prediction. Brooks, you've got 3-1, was it? Officially? You've got 3-1,
3-1
I've got 2-0.
Yeah.
I want to know, when we come back, we want to put in what you think the score is going to be in the prediction.
Correction. I said it doesn't matter.
Understood.
And everyone might say that I'm an asshole for that, but again, I've been saying for years, lay your foundation for 2026.
Yep. That's the goal. Let's go.
Just the one thing I'll add, just like, we're talking about the future and, whatever happens on Tuesday. It's a positive, but I see very uncertain because there's so many players in the mix that we don't know, like we did in like 2002, 2006, 2010. They knew that group and who was going to be there, and there was an assuredness, and it's a little scary when you don't have an assuredness, and then depending on the coach that brings in the players and kind of did what Berhalter did and brought in a slew of them, and you're trying things out, and it's a little scary, And I guess if you're a men's national team fan, you want some assuredness after this World Cup, and then starting with friendlies, in 2023, and then in 2024 when you start preparing for stuff. So there's a lot of talent coming through, but they need to be identified quicker, and you need to know, and staff just has to do, and U.S. Soccer has to do the job of identifying those players that they believe are the ones.
Absolutely. All right, boys. Thank you. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. For right now, I want everybody to go ahead and watch this awesome little video from our friends at Next Level Training. Next Level Training is the best training outfit I think, in the country. If you are looking to get better at soccer, no matter where you are located, they can help you. They've got some online tutorials. They got some online stuff in their app, which is awesome. And here in Metro Detroit, they got several locations where you can go and visit them at. Next Level Training, Aaron Bird, Scotty Wright, Renato, Dylan, some of the best guys you'll meet in soccer and some of the best trainers. They are phenomenal. Go ahead and watch this, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. So go ahead, watch this video, get a beer, get some more chips, and we'll be back.
Tempo, yes, yes, drop out, good, yes, touch, play, right foot, yes, scan, good, touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan, yes, Jay, well done, good side on touch, play, see it, yes.
All right, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping.
Okay.
Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next to what?
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, guys, welcome back. Hopefully you got another beer and some chips and some peanuts, whatever you eat, whatever you drink alongside of us. Do us a favor, take a picture of what you're eating and drinking and share it in the comments because I like to see. Mike B does it all the time. It's great. He usually drinks whiskey while watching us. That's awesome.
Lovely.
All right, question.
Got some
for-
cool shoes too. Did you see? He sent,
shoes?
Yeah, he sent like a photo of his shoes he was wearing the other time.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Is he like Greg Berhalter? Who's
They
he?
were
Yes.
Greg Berhalter-esque shoes, which I'm more interested in Mike B's shoes than Greg Berhalter's shoes.
Agreed.
So yeah,
Hashtag Berhalter, no.
Berhalter has no style.
That is great. All right, question for everybody out there and for Nate and Brooks. All right, if you've got to get a national team jersey with a name and a number on the back, and it cannot be of the team you support. So, I support England. Who else am I going to get? For me, I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat, and there might be a lot of English people out there who come looking for me when I say this, but for me, the French jersey, the dark blue French jersey with the gold, is absolutely phenomenal. That looks class. I would get Mbappe. I would get the number 10. I would get Mbappe on the back. That guy can, I don't know if you know that, but he can play. He's a pretty good player. That kid can fly. But that French jersey is awesome. Nate, what jersey would you get and what name and number would you get on the back?
Well, I'm going to go with Ghana because I really, really liked Ghana's jerseys.
Yeah?
They're white with the black star on there.
The Black Stars, yeah, it's their nickname.
And I think I'm going to go with this Bakari or the Bakare on the back, only because he did the Ronaldo jumping zoo right after he scored, just to make a statement. Yeah. And I was at that point, I was hoping Ghana was going to. But I really
think we all were hoping Ghana would pull that out.
I really like the Ghana jersey.
Yeah, it is nice.
I was hot on that one. Kurt wants a Morocco jersey.
Oh, well, I like that, especially after today's win. Well done, Kurt. Over Belgium, by the way, a very big surprise. We'll get to that in a little bit. All right, Brooks, who you getting? What jersey? Name and number on the back.
I'm gonna go with Japan with their blue jersey.
I like that.
Wow, there's a lot to choose from. Nito? Yes.
Why? And why? And why?
Bundesliga and Stuttgart?
Yes!
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 Yes! Yes! Yes!
All right, boys. Well, I got some good news. If you want those jerseys and you want those names and numbers on the back, you can visit Soccer World. Our good friends at Soccer World have those jerseys in stock, and you can put names and numbers on the back of them. They'll print them right in the store for you. If you didn't watch the promo video right before we started this segment, Brooks and I were in Soccer World, the one in Rochester. Have also been into the one in Brighton. And they have all those jerseys, and you can get printed whatever name and number you want on the back. So maybe head on over to our good friends at Soccer World and get those printed. I really want to get that Mbappe one. Mbappe. All right. I hate to do this, Nate, but you are wearing a German national team jersey. What? And you did go a little quiet during the Spain-Germany game too.
Yeah.
What have you thought of Germany's World Cup performance so far?
I think against Japan, they were in a pole position to win, and I think Japan's head coach is really good because apparently he switched formations at half and then snuck it away. I also think if you're going to decide to high step as a defender, maybe wait till you have more of a cushion, Mr. Rudiger from Stuttgart, because that if you want a motivated team, when a guy's making a run and you decide to do this high step like as a joke because he can't beat you out, and then that same guy scores on you. Yeah. The only shame in that one where they went wrong is they put in more Bundesliga players, and obviously that was the tactic, and 2 Bundesliga players scored on them. But then fast forwarding to Spain, I thought that was a better game for them. I thought they played really well. My only complaint is there's 2 players on that field that I don't think should be on there. One they're not going to get rid of because it's a little bit late in the game, which is Noor. I think Trapp,
the captain, right?
Yeah,
Is he
I
not
think
the
Trapp
captain?
is a better goalkeeper, but they won't get rid of him, and I understand it. But the other, they hopefully Hansi Flick realizes it now that Mueller is not a 9. He was a 9 for the Euros. He's a 9 for the club. He's just not a 9. He's also not a very good 10 because, well, he's a good 10, but you have players who are better than him and younger and faster playing there. Ulrich proved exactly why you need a man like him in his position and playing there. And I get why you don't start Sané. Sané was a bit injured. He was coming in. I think they wanted to make sure that he was okay. Hopefully he's well enough to start because him, Gnabry, and Fulrich up top is what you need to go with. That guy was the leading goal scorer several times and is up there in goals in the Bundesliga. You have to play him, and his stats proved it.
It is a little strange that he keeps going with Mueller. I think Mueller's past it. I think he's a role player now. He's a guy you bring along because of his experience, and he's been there before and he's done it. But you can't play him in games like this. I thought this was a terrible game to play him in. Someone younger, stronger, faster needs to be there. Sorry, Mueller is an excellent player.
He is.
But that was 10 years ago. He's still a good player, but not in this.
And he's maybe fine at the 70th minute, but he's not fine. Musiala is better. Gundogan, I thought, played very well today. Yeah. And I think Germany, despite their slow and shitty start and the mistakes they made, they're in a position where they can get out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if things go their way, because I don't think Spain's going to sit for Japan. I don't think they can.
Well, here's the funny thing I want to ask. All right, so there's 4 results specifically I want to talk about. All right, Japan beating Germany 2-1. Belgium losing to Morocco today 2-0. Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia 2-1. And the other one, Japan losing to Costa Rica today 1-0.
That was a surprise.
Costa Rica just lost 7-0 4 days ago.
That was a surprise.
So you've got 4
CONCACAF, baby.
Upsets.
It's CONCACAF.
That's CONCACAF.
Yeah.
I mean, but 4 major upsets. If you
Did you say
4,
Saudi Arabia as well?
Yeah, the Saudi
Did you say
Arabia over
Morocco? Because
Argentina.
I thought the Morocco one was.
So what's the biggest upset so far in this World Cup for you boys?
It's got to be Saudi Arabia, right?
Saudi Arabia over at the time the leading team to get the most bets to go on to win this thing, right?
Yeah.
Over Messi in Argentina. You think okay? Today's game, Morocco.
Because I don't think
over Belgium was absolutely phenomenal. By the way,
I don't think.
Didn't Kevin De Bruyne come out and say that we're too old?
Yeah, he said that. That was
Clearly
a
said
flat out statement. Looks it.
This is Belgium's last go at it. They do not have young players following in the footsteps that can do what this, as they call it, the golden generation for Belgium is doing. This is their last go at it. They are too old. I think this will be the last World Cup for 3 or 4 of them. De Bruyne, Lukaku, a couple of them like that. But but Morocco.
They got players.
They got some
Roberto
players, but
Martinez.
Morocco?
So Roberto Martinez to the EPL after he's done with Belgium.
I don't think he
This is
gets.
his last
I don't think
go-around.
he gets to the. I don't think he gets to the
still needs a
EPL.
head coach.
Did you say MLS?
No, EPL.
No, I don't think you'll find if he goes to the EPL, it'll be to a bottom half team in the EPL. It'll be someone like a Southampton, but who just hire someone, by the way, but someone of that nature, right? Maybe even a Leeds if Jesse Marsh isn't there.
I
very
would
long,
say
but
maybe
he
an
can't do it for
MLS
a big
team,
club.
but I can't say what I know because it hasn't been released yet.
Brooks, you can't do that. You
Sorry.
can't do that. Now you're gonna have to tell me off camera, or
Can you
you're
write
gonna
it
get
down on a
my
piece
shoe
of paper
thrown
and
at
slide
you.
it to me, and I can pretend like it's my idea?
No.
Listen, if you're saying he's going to Everton and Frank Lampard's out, I got to know what your source is. That's very interesting. But Frank
No,
Lampard...
it's MLS related about
Oh.
movement of people and
Okay.
yeah.
Are they getting a Stuttgart coach? No. Is Stuttgart getting an MLS coach?
I don't know.
Brooks, you can't do that.
So, Steve coming, Belgian stunning loss. I think
Steve.
everyone gets it. Shook parlayed on that way with the Belgian being old and stale. Steve also said Saudi Arabia actually looks good. If you see that video I posted of the coach going berserk in the
Locker
halftime,
room,
it looked
Even
great.
versa.
Yeah. Poland, and then one last one from Steve. As soon as I get back down there, and it broke. But he said he thought Poland was looking good, but I'm going to remind him that Poland is never looking good because you need other players other than a target forward. Yes. So, sorry, bud.
There are some interesting games coming up that we could look ahead to. Tomorrow, Serbia, Cameroon, Korea, Ghana, Brazil, Switzerland, Portugal, Uruguay. Brazil actually going to be without an Neymar for the rest of the group stages here. So
Yeah, they don't need
Good. You just stop rolling around and acting like a
I
little
actually
girl.
think it's going to be a good thing, and they'll be able to play a little bit
Don't
more
insult
open.
little girls.
Sorry.
My daughter does not roll around like that. How dare you?
Sorry.
I think it'll be
Sydney.
a little bit more open of a game. I think actually Neymar and Ronaldo, with them removed from those teams will be able to play a little bit more freer because right now they're almost forced to use those guys. Am I the
I
only
will
one
say
who thinks
this,
that?
though. Ronaldo actually looked decent for Portugal when they played against Ghana.
I thought they were forcing it into him quite
They
often.
were.
I thought they were forcing it.
Well, it's in his national team contract. He had so many touches.
Every
right?
third pass comes to me.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
bub.
but here's the thing. If Portugal don't play him and they lose, the coach
Yes.
and
You're
the
under
coaching
fire.
staff
You're
will
under
be-
heat.
will instantly be under scrutiny. Well, why didn't you play him? He's done this, he's done that.
Always.
You have to play him, right? You have to play Neymar because of the name and
João
what they've
Felix
done
was good,
previously.
though.
But I'm sorry, but if they're out injured, it's almost better for those nations, in my opinion. Disagree or agree?
Certain to extent, depends on the player, depends on the chemistry too. You don't know what's going on in that locker room.
In Portugal's situation, I think he still holds value to that team, because he kind of takes the pressure off guys like Bruno Fernandes and João Felix and some of the other guys that can afford and score. So it's I mean they could have won that game 3-1 easily, but they made some blunders, and Ghana's not a very easy team to beat.
But
Because they
capitalize
don't
on those
give up.
blunders.
Was
Yeah.
that?
If that goalkeeper goal error happened at the end, like that drew.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I don't think anyone would have been. People would have still been talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that penalty call for Ronaldo, which he got fouled on? Was that
I
not
don't
light?
like that.
Was that not the
It was
lightest
really
penalty?
light.
I mean, for the EPL, it's about standard. For the Bundesliga, it's a little light, yeah.
Yeah. Same with MLS.
Yeah.
I think for this World Cup, it was a little
Standards.
light.
Yeah.
And then, was it not surprising to see Qatar the next day, the guy get bundled over in the box
And he
and
didn't
a
get a
no
call.
call?
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody's saying, oh, they're buying this, they're buying that. That they couldn't buy anything there. The referees, apparently the money didn't get deposited. But I thought that was very harsh for that not to be a penalty call for Qatar, who now are 0-2. The first team to be eliminated.
Followed by
the
Canada.
first team
Followed
to
by
ever
Canada.
not win or draw
Host
the opening game as a host. So they are out. Their combined squad salary, I believe, is $25 million, the lowest in the entire tournament. I don't think we'll ever see Qatar in the World Cup again. I just don't see them making it, which is unfortunate. I think the
Because
fans
their
have been-
league premise is to not develop people. I don't think, and I think their league premise is to be like China. Like we're gonna pay all these people to come play in our league.
Well, they do have a developmental academy that two of their players came out of. I don't know if it's any good, but they did. But they are.
What's a developmental academy these days? Everyone just calls it that just to make it sound sexy, right?
Did sound
That they're
kinda
actually
sexy.
doing something, but they're not really truly developing players.
The propaganda video I saw sounded
Agreed.
really sexy.
I mean, no offense to the Qatari players. I mean, they're just
They're nice guys. I met them.
Yeah, I know. It's great. You got some pictures of them.
Oh
It's awesome.
shit! That's what happened. Oh, guys, I'm sorry.
It's all your fault.
Damn it! I'm the worst.
You said it. You said it. No.
It's true.
No, they
FanDuel is loving me right now.
To their credit, they put in some. They you could tell they're trying, but they're just out of their depth. I do want to talk about some other games that have happened over the course of this World Cup in the last week. There's been some really good games. The Portugal 3, Ghana 2 game was good. The Brazil-Serbia game was actually not bad.
You hear about the Serbian controversy in their locker room?
No, I did not. Go ahead and explain that. What
Yeah,
happened?
so a bunch of them put up this flag of like Kosovo, said something and wrote it in Serbia where like, they're saying, yeah, you belong to us still. Like basically, like it's like some Serbian nationals, like they're under a little bit of heat for that. Yeah, for hanging that up.
Yeah, politics
No
and religion.
bueno.
Listen,
No
we're on a
bueno.
soccer field
No
here,
bueno.
guys. Politics and religion.
I think
Get
I think
out.
they're done. I think they're done. I think because of doing stuff like that. And
Oh, yeah.
that stuff divides and pushes and
There'll be some division and
you
they'll
could
be
you could have
out.
some guys in that locker room that might not see eye to
Yep.
eye. They won't say it.
Absolutely.
They'll just be like, yeah, wow, okay, yeah.
There was another game I was looking at specifically. Where did it go? The France 2, Denmark 1 game. I thought
France
that was
is a scary
looked
team,
good.
and I
France
want
looked really good.
Mbappe to go to a real club so we can all take him seriously now. Because he's a fantastic player that no one takes seriously because
Like
you
Neymar?
play. Yes, because you play in League Un. Well, no, because he doesn't like roll around on the ground like Neymar. He actually stands upright and scores some phenomenal goals and looks great. But then he goes into PSG, and we all just kind of go, yeah, all right, come on, yeah, all right, yeah, like just go to a real team, god damn it, like,
Well,
Like Inter Miami?
I don't care at this point, like, just anywhere.
Mbappe, it looks like he will be possibly in the summer heading to Real Madrid.
Fine, great, fantastic. I really don't care.
So
Just
to
a
play
better
on the
team.
other side of Vinicius? plays the other winger?
I mean, I don't know whether.
Put him as a forward. I don't care.
As of right now in the French team, he's playing on the left side, deployed on the left in
But
that
inside.
3, and it's good. You got Giroud in the middle. I tell you what, that French team looks.
Did you see my boy Marcus Thuram getting in there?
He did get called in.
Yeah.
Hey,
Why
Giroud
is your
can
boy
still-
Marcus Thuram? Why?
Bundesliga.
Can I just say this?
And I said they should call him in.
I want to start a campaign for Olivier Giroud to MLS
Why not?
because I think he'd be really good in that league. And I think it's coming to a time where he's probably wants to think about that. And I think
want to ask
it'd be
you a
great.
question on that. Okay,
Yes.
all right. That's an interesting.
Yes.
That's an interesting thought because
He would do
not
really
the
well.
most athletic guy in the world. Listen, he's good with his feet, better in the air.
Wow. He's
You
almost
can't-
like France's leading goal scorer. Hey, that guy sucks.
I mean, how good was he with Arsenal for all those years? And how
was Arsenal.
all
key
those
component.
years ago.
Yes.
All those years ago, there were calls that he shouldn't be in this squad for France, which obviously I disagree with, and we all disagree with because he's putting the ball in the net. But now at this age, in his mid-30s, the MLS is, as you said earlier, a very athletic and fast league.
I think he can get away as a center forward. He can get away with that if he has the players around him that are going to do more of the running.
He's very good in the air.
He is,
Very
and he's
good. And
very
he's
good
at
off the
score
ball.
by the way.
He
is
is
actually really good
extremely good off
Yes.
the ball
Yeah.
movement.
Yep.
Shook agrees with that. He says Gerard is so technically underrated.
Correct, and he's got great hair. He has better hair than me.
And I would have to agree with that one because I don't think you are almost the France national team leading goal scorer and not be technically.
And we've almost all forgotten that Karim Benzema
Yes.
it was injured. He's not even in this.
Oh, Benzema?
Benzema.
Hernandez?
Nkuku.
Nkuku? Pogba?
The players they're missing
Yeah.
is crazy, and they're still doing this.
They're rocking and rolling.
They have to be right now, based on performances. They have to be the number one leading team to go on and win this all. Are they not in everybody's mind? Is there a better team right now to go on? If you were forced to put money on them right now? Tell me. I think France right now are playing some of the best soccer in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Brazil, we'll see how Brazil does in their second match. I was thinking Spain for a while, but
Yep.
I don't know. I think there's some holes there. I was watching the giveaways that Germany could have capitalized on.
Spain
and
couldn't
didn't.
get out of their own end
No.
for the last 15 to 20
Yeah,
minutes
they
of that
struggled.
Germany game today.
They struggled.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put up a We Are Soccer poll on whose hair is better, Giroud's or Jeff Shook's. I'm voting
mine?
for Shook. That's not fair. I can't.
I don't know. Shookie's got some good
You're the gold standard. You don't compare mortals to gods. What are you doing, Brooks? You can't jump in there with yourself.
I the Thor of We Are Soccer.
When it comes to hair
Oh, yeah.
and good looks. But no, I think you're right. I look at Spain, and you have a diverse team of different things you can throw out there, different players you can put on to change a game, to do different things.
Is Traore playing for Spain?
I'd have to look up. I can't remember. But when you look at their squad as a whole, even their just attacking lineup,
He's definitely different from the
yeah.
athletic profile that
Yeah.
most Spaniards have.
Yeah. And, it's a shame they lost Nukuku because he would have been an added element to that. It's a shame that they lost some of the guys that they have, because, again, added element. But I think you have, just different pieces and players you can put out there, some of which you haven't even seen yet, and some that barely even touch the field, like Koeman and Muane, who plays for Frankfurt.
They left.
You
some
got
really good
guys
players
sitting
at
on the
home
bench
as
that
well.
that could change the game for you instantly and would be a starter for anyone else. So, yeah, let's go.
So do you agree with this? Shook just commented, France has one liability, and that's Hugo Lloris.
100%. Does anybody remember me saying this a couple of weeks ago, saying the biggest hole that this team has is Hugo Lloris?
But he made a
because
hell of a save.
He did.
against
but I'm
Denmark.
telling you, he's one error away. Every game for Tottenham, and I've talked to several Tottenham players about this, they say the same thing, but what are we supposed to do? I'm sorry. This should be the end of Hugo Lloris's time at France, and this should be his last season at Tottenham because he is liable almost every time he's on the ball. Agreed. Shooky, 100%.
He had a great game against Denmark, and I'm going to say right now, Denmark is not a slouch of a team either. And they kind of made it was a very even game until they popped some in, and then it completely turned on its head.
Who's the backup for France?
That could
Not
have
a good
That could have
goalkeeper.
ended 4-1, by the way, to France if there was an
I'm
offsides
looking.
not called.
You got
and-
Mendena from Rands and
Rennes.
Arizona?
Nope.
No, Mendena. No.
Nope.
Mendy,
Senegal. Or
Argentina.
no.
West Ham and Reigns. So they're both sub backups. Now you're rolling with Luis or Lloris right
Hugo
now.
Lloris, definitely
Lloris.
the hole there. Good call, Shooky. I called that a couple of weeks ago and I agree 100% with you.
But when you got a solid back line, you don't got to worry about it.
Yeah,
And they got a solid back line.
They do have a solid back line. They really do. Again, some games coming up tomorrow. Portugal and Uruguay. That could be a very good game. Portugal, they're probably going to try again. Force the ball into Ronaldo? I don't know.
That can come up and bite them in the butt because Uruguay is sitting on one they really, really need here. If you look at that group,
Yeah.
it's tight, 1-1-0 below Portugal, so that's a trap game.
Yeah, absolutely is. I did have the tables, but I forgot to install them on the...
Brazil, Switzerland is also coming up, and I like this a lot because I like the Swiss team for obvious reasons.
Do you...
Kiri.
No, you got Jan
MLS,
Sumar.
Shaqiri.
Yeah, Shaqiri, who actually had an assist, I believe, last game, and you got one of the
Jan
best.
Sommer, the goalie for
Yeah.
the Swiss team, has been
Yep.
he's been known to keep them in games.
Yep.
So them against Brazil, that is
It's
going to be
an
a hell
interesting
of a
matchup.
game.
It's going to be an
Agreed.
interesting, tight matchup. It's going to be a little bit different than I think what Brazil faced earlier on.
That comes up tomorrow. I believe that's the 11 a.m. game here Eastern time. I think tomorrow the game of the day is actually, you're right, Nate. It's going to be that Brazil-Switzerland game. And again, we've already heard that Neymar is now out for the group stage game, so they'll be without him. So that's going to be interesting as well. But you're right. I think we could be looking at another upset. We could have another upset on our hands. We've had several so far. This World Cup is unlike any World Cup. I think there's a lot more parity compared to previous years.
I don't know about that. I think there's always upsets until you get it, and then in the group stage, then once you get out, you always have those 1 or 2 teams that sneak out that no one ever thought would sneak out, and then as the tournament goes on, it kind of evens out. That's usually how it goes. I mean, you remember Greece, Iceland, Costa Rica from years past. I don't think it's any different.
All right. Well, who do you think can sneak out? Who is going to be that Cinderella team, right?
Ghana.
Germany.
You think it's going to be Germany? Good lord. Yes. No one's ever thought about Germany going on to win this.
No one. They're the underdogs.
Yeah, the
one.
underdogs. Yes. I
think that group-
I do like the Ghana call though.
That group,
Tough group.
I mean, listen, there's no guarantee Portugal's going to win their next two.
Right.
And there's Korea Republic can beat Ghana or draw, and that still keeps Ghana in, or draw keeps Ghana in, I would say, probably, right? Or Ghana can get the upset and then jump whoever, and depending on what happens at Portugal or Uruguay
They got a long
game.
way to go right now, though.
Saudi Arabia.
You think Saudi Arabia can get out?
They're poised. So their next match, right, is against Mexico. I think they match up very well against Mexico. Mexico hasn't won a game yet.
This is true.
They got overpowered a little bit, found out, if you will, by Poland, who took it to the wire. And if they get a win against Mexico, they're going forward.
Nate, that's a good call. Mexico's got to be feeling the pressure,
This is the
right?
thing. This is the thing that a lot of the Mexican national fans are probably really not about is age. Like, where's our young players?
That's true.
Like, where are the players that we used to
left
grab
some
from the
really good
United
young players
States?
at home.
That we used to grab from the United States
Yeah.
that were dual citizens, and we came over to the Mexican national team, and we were kicking ass for a long time. You know?
I want to. I mean, you, Nate. That is a great call about Mexico.
If
and
they
you are
win,
not wrong.
if
Brooks.
Saudi Arabia wins, they are locked in to go forward from what I see here, unless I'm not carrying a one. But that would mean if Argentina, Poland ties, it'd be Saudi Arabia group leader going forward with Poland number 2. If Poland wins, they're going. Saudi Arabia would go in as number 2, and then if Argentina wins, it'd be pending a goal differential mathematically. Right. But Saudi Arabia is still going to number 2. Right. So they're in a position, and again, this is where you want to be at this tournament, where if you win, you're golden. Right? If they tie, then it depends on what happens. But if they win against Mexico, if they tie, they still could go forward depending on the right outcome. If Poland beats Argentina, and then and so we'll see. Kurt Johnson agrees with me. He says Saudi. I was thinking the same thing, and
I think
there you go.
I think we're all assuming that Argentina's going to go ahead and beat Poland as
as
well, and I don't think that's a.
I
would assume that.
conclusion.
It's not a given.
It's not a given.
Absolutely not. Because you don't want to put the ball in Lewandowski's foot because he can put the ball in the net.
Exactly.
And Poland have a really good defense, by the way. They got a back line that's really good.
Poland's biggest problem that's plagued them forever. They have a great back line. They got a decent goalkeeper, and they got a really awesome forward, and then they got nothing in between.
Midfield, yeah.
And that's
Glick isn't bad.
Yeah, he's like okay.
Glick was good for Leeds. He covered a lot of ground. He can get stuck in. Like it's a little different, right?
But he doesn't. They don't have the supporting cast for Lewandowski there. So he struggles with the national team,
Which is going to give them trouble because, as we know, Argentina have a very strong midfield. Obviously, Messi's in there. Angel Di Maria can run at people even still at his age. So that is a strong. Otamendi in there to hold it down. There's a strong midfield there for Argentina. So that could be Poland's undoing. But last game, both teams have to go for it. And you're right. That is going to be a very fun game.
And I got to make a redaction.
Whoop.
And I only said this because I didn't want to get heat for calling him a good goalkeeper, but apparently I got heat for saying that he was just decent. So I apologize. Shook said he was better than decent in goal for Poland. I was going to say great, but then I was like, oh shit, if I say great, Shook's going to come over the top and say, I was screwed if I was damned if I do and I was damned if I didn't. So I went with decent. I thought of the least detrimental thing to, and I still got slammed with it. Shit.
The goalkeeper expert's always going to get us on those.
That's why I just said decent.
I wouldn't say he's a great goalkeeper. He's a good goalkeeper.
He said better than decent. He didn't say great.
in that group, I'd still rather have maybe Ochoa. I think I'd rather have Ochoa.
I mean, Ochoa still pulls stuff out of his ass all the time. And
you just want Martinez because he plays him. Fuck off. That's like me going, Ito from Japan because he plays for Stuttgart. It's immediately discounted.
I'm sorry. I
think I'd take Ochoa. I think Woj is a good one, but Ochoa has shown he can win you games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Wojciech
and he's been a pain in the ass for
former
USMNT's national
Arsenal
team.
goalkeeper. Yes, he is a great goalkeeper. Great. I don't know. Good. He's good. Better than decent though. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of other good games coming up, obviously, but that is a fun group right there. Let me get back to the table real quick.
Quick fire.
We can do quick fire. I'm ready to go with quick
all
fire.
Right, hold on. Let's.
I like Michael Tyson for quick fire.
Quick fire.
Michael Tyson.
We should make this like a segment.
Okay, you have like you can't think. You just have to blur it out. You got to blur it out. We're gonna show you cannot. Do not think.
Welcome to Quick Fire.
Quick fire, rapid fire, baby. Boom, pew pew. Here we go. Ready? First one out to go. We're gonna go with best goal so far. Brooks, go.
Oh,
You're thinking too much. Go.
damn it.
Richarlison.
Yes,
Brazil.
Carlson.
Gotta be goal of the tournament.
You're all wrong. Any goal that knocks Canada out by Croatia. Boom.
Oh, Richarlison goal.
Best jersey. Craig, go.
Again, the French jersey. I really like.
Brooks.
Japan.
What to say? Ghana. Worst jersey. Brooks.
Canada.
Ooh.
I don't like the England jersey.
I'm gonna say Portugal. I hate watermelon. Most overrated player so far. Brooks.
Wait, what is that? Best?
What?
Most
overrated player so far.
Overrated player so far.
Oh. Neymar.
Kevin De Bruyne. He hasn't done anything.
Ronaldo, fuck your interview.
Yep.
Player who has really stepped up in the most and did not have the expectations. Craig, stepped up player and that came out of nowhere. Go.
Harry Maguire.
Brooks.
Walker Zimmerman.
I was about to say that's a good one.
Walker Zimmerman.
I'm gonna go with that.
And updates this week. You predict, guarantee going through.
Ooh, I like this one.
Pick of the week, I think. So coming up, upset. Go, Craig.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with
You weren't supposed to think.
Saudi Arabia over Mexico. I think that'll happen.
Brooks.
Ghana over the Korean Republic.
And this one's for Shook. Poland to beat Argentina and to ruin all the brackets that there are in the world.
Yeah, that would do it.
FU FIFA Simulator.
Yeah, that would absolutely do it. That would be a huge upset.
In this round of
right, well done.
This round of Rapid Fire was brought to you by energy drinks, coffee, and lack of sleep. Also, Michael Tyson for coming up with the questions.
Oh, Mike Tyson, welcome to the show, buddy. Love to have you. Looks like you guys were playing a late game, and that's why I got you a while in here.
Are we doing questions of our own here soon?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Before we do that, before we do our Wheel of Randomness, that's fun. We got a nice wheel. We'll spin, and we'll see what's there. I do want to put up this week's Team of the Week. This week, as we do every week, we've selected a Team of the Week. It's presented by Michigan Soccer Central and We Are Soccer. This week's a little different, though. I had the opportunity to select a 4v4 team and coach two different 4v4 teams. I'll put it up right here. So as you can see, we've got a U10 boys, the team We Are Soccer. They played very well, scored quite a lot of goals today, came up against some real ballers. Our boys did not make it through to the final. Aw, boo, but that's okay. They played well, had a lot of fun, learned a lot on the field at Wixom. And then we had the Warriors, a girls U8 team, made it all the way to the finals and lost in PKs.
Wait, am I to understand that you nominated your own teams?
Oh boy, you're gonna upset him now.
And
well, you
I
see-
don't know. There's could have been somebody here for months going, "Hey, how about this 2011 team?" And everyone's like, Nate, and they move on.
No one nominated him this week.
Emotional
You should
damage.
nominated
I have
him.
emotional damage from
So
this
as
conversation.
you can see, congratulations to Team
Even-
We Are Soccer
Is that your pic?
boys
You even put your picture up there, huh?
and the
Yeah.
Warriors
Yeah.
for playing in this week's Jaguar 4v4 Invitational over at Total Soccer Wixom. A lot of fun. I helped coach both teams to success.
This has more rigging than a
Success.
Qatari FIFA nomination.
And when you sit at the big kids table, you get to pick who's the team of the week.
I can't nominate anyone, because I don't coach any teams. So.
Hey, my team.
I'm just saying I can't do what Craig did, and
I could pay you off as well.
This is true.
how much you're talking about.
I got $2.
All right, boys. Now we're going to have a little fun. We've been waiting. We're going to move the World Cup trophy. Gently. Move it over here. Now we're going to come up with some real fun.
Speaking of which, I was talking, and I don't know what you guys feel, but USA needs to improve their national anthem. I'm sorry. They do.
Did you just say the USA needs to improve their national anthem as I bring out the wheel of randomness?
Yep.
I'm going to ask you to explain that.
Do you hear the other nations' national anthems and how awesome they are and how kick ass they pop in?
I think
just
it
want
also
our
has a
nickname
lot
to change.
It also has a lot to do with the fans in the stadium singing it and really boasting. Now, I do want my dad.
You have a better anthem, then they'll boast it. Imagine if we came out to like what the Stormtroopers came out like to in Star Wars, right? But then you have words in that, like "We are the U.S. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're gonna beat you 'cause of soccer.
some
Yes,
thinking
we
into
are.
this.
We are the U.S. and we're gonna win. We're gonna beat you now." 'Cause we're the U.S. soccer team. I mean, that could be awesome. Now, get it.
We're gonna have John Williams write this.
Yes!
Yes.
Or the Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
I think you're gonna have a lot
Big
of people
bass line.
very upset with
Big
you right
bass lines.
now.
We have the talent here. Imagine if Hans Zimmer rewrote our national anthem.
Should we try to cut this video and see if they'll write one for us?
At Nate Janulis on all the.
Oh my God!
platforms.
Stop right now.
We're gonna put
We'll
his
have
phone number
Hans
on.
Zimmer write the national anthem, and we'll be the first nation that has a video directed by Jerry Bruckheimer with angle turns and the explosions and eagles flying at your fucking face. Caw-caw!
I will say
we have fighter
during
jets?
the national anthem in the England
Top Gun.
the U.S. team did not sing along very much. You notice every other nation, all the
forgot the
players, and all the
words.
fans are screaming their national anthem.
Yeah.
USA did not. They just were like lightly.
They
humming
forgot the
along.
words?
They forgot the words.
Yeah.
They might
Well, they
have.
forgot. They were
I
just
was a little
extremely
disappointed
focused.
in that. I was a little disappointed. Yeah, but I don't think you're
We
gonna
need
get
to
some
release
hate mail if
live-
They change the national anthem. The USA.
It's
name.
just an idea, guys. I'm just from a marketing standpoint, it works better.
All right.
Are we ready for the wheel now?
I think we're ready for the
All
wheel of randomness. All right. What we'll do is we'll spin it, and whatever it lands on, we'll go one by one and answer the question. We'll all answer the same question. We ready? Ooh, first time we've ever used it. Oh! If you owned a stadium sponsorship, who would you like to have sponsor your stadium for your club? Wheel of randomness question. The first time we've ever done it. And we just came up with that question today. All right, Nate, I'm going to ask you first. Who is sponsoring your stadium for the next 10 years, my friend?
So I'm gonna do it as a commercial now. So we're gonna cut to, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to you live from the MLS inaugural game out of the Detroit Pornhub Stadium, where the Detroit River Dogs FC will be taking on Nashville SC. Again, that's live out of the Pornhub Arena here. Boy, it's a lot of these floors are sticky. You won't be able to slip, and the concessions are rolling.
Oh, my word. Didn't see that coming when we asked this question. All right, Brooks, before you give us your answer, I would like to ask the folks at home, who would you like to have sponsor your stadium? Who's sponsoring your stadium for the next 10 years? Because 10-year deals are what are signed for stadiums. All right, Brooks, who you got? Who's sponsoring your stadium?
I'm gonna go with True Moo.
True Moo?
What is a
Yes.
true move?
What the hell is True Moo?
True move.
It's all chocolate milk.
I like it. Didn't know it existed. I'm in.
Yeah.
True Move
It's a
Stadium.
small company.
Has a ring to it.
Yeah. I'm a big
does.
milk person. I like
Coming to
chocolates.
you from True Moo Stadium today.
Yes.
Rolls off your tongue.
It does.
It does actually roll off your tongue.
I don't know if that's better than Pornhub, but
I mean, it depends on your market.
Yeah.
One might get in a little trouble.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. That's everybody loves chocolate milk.
Yes.
I love it. Well, my original thought was OnlyFans, but I don't think I can do that because it's too similar to Nate's.
Is it?
Is it though?
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What if I went with Twitter?
What do you-
Can Twitter sponsor my entire stadium?
I mean, it's
The
your
platform.
game.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
We
we'll
Are
go to
Soccer
Twitter.
could sponsor the stadium while you're at it.
Ooh, God, missed opportunity. And we can definitely afford
You didn't
that,
think
too.
of that one?
I did not.
Wow.
I know. Missed opportunity. See, the marketing thing is just, oh, God. Guys, who would you have sponsor your stadium? True Moo is gone. Pornhub is gone. OnlyFans is gone.
Tyson wants Soccer World to sponsor the stadium.
No, he thought Craig would say that.
Oh, I'm just going to go with
I
that
should
he
have said
wanted
that
it.
as well. See, I'm just not on my game tonight, guys. Soccer World, brought to you by Soccer World.
Next level training soccer stadium.
Exactly. See, next level training, Soccer World Stadium.
It's a conflict of interest because Bird's playing on my team.
Oh, he is? Yeah.
Oh, you mean that team we still have to figure out when you put an MLS team together? He's your
Yeah, we
first
still
round
need
Yeah.
to do
pick.
that, by the
Playing
way.
out of
We still gotta
Pornhub
put our
Arena.
MLS teams together.
Yeah.
We really
I have
do.
to come up with the rules.
PHA.
Rules and everything, and maybe the audience can
Hey,
run
Brooks.
along.
Brooks, you want to head out to PHA with me later tonight? Pornhub Arena. No?
PHA, Pornhub.
I got a slang for it now.
I
Yeah.
love it. Do we have anybody else who's put any
I like
sponsorship
TMS,
opportunities
True Moo
in
Stadium.
there? I do
Ah,
like the-
God damn, man, it does
TMA.
sound so good.
True Moo Arena.
Is this a
TMA?
brand
Yeah,
that I've
TMA.
never heard of? Like True Moo?
Dude,
TRU?
Michigan State used to give those to other athletes. Now
Kirk
when
goes
you
on
were
this-
there,
Kirk goes
Whoa.
now when you
I
were there,
love
it was
it.
after though.
Of course, after I was there, of course. I'm so old that I just don't.
Brooks, he said hand it out to athletes.
I'm not even gonna go there. What 20? Okay, all right, good.
True Moo
Lord.
Stadium, True Moo
Tyson
Arena.
wants Dick's to sponsor our stadium.
Wait, don't they sponsor the stadium, the football stadium in Denver? Isn't it
think-
Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium?
I think
No, he just said Dick's. He didn't say Sporting Goods. He just
Oh, my bad. Oh, is that something that? Can
said that.
I don't think so.
Hey, I'm just reading it. I'm reading it how I wrote it, baby. And I'm just reading it
I want to say
verbatim.
they sponsor the Rapids Stadium too, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Again, he didn't say Sporting Goods. Burp, burp.
Interesting. All right, I like that one. Tyson, how'd your game go tonight? Did you play the Bullets yet?
I win for stadium name, True Moo.
I do like that one. Yeah, that was really good.
Kurt's chiming in. You drank it while I had an OCFC game with the milk cup.
Did?
I don't know. That's what.
Apparently, I've done something I didn't know I did.
Hey, I think he was talking about Greg.
Oh,
I was not at the Milk Cup. I missed that one. Yeah, I missed that one.
Oh, he
Hey,
drank it.
Have you
it
guys?
was either that or Fairlife. That's the
Yeah.
other. That's
Oh,
the other
yeah,
chocolate
yeah.
milk company. Fairlife Stadium or Fairlife Arena.
No, stay with True Moo.
Have you guys watched the David Beckham documentary?
Just
on-
finished it.
You
Loved
finished
it.
Have you
Yes.
finished it? Have you finished it as well, Brooks?
I have.
I'm only like an episode or two.
I loved
with
it.
my kids. I got to keep waiting. I'm never home when my kids are home to watch, but it is pretty good. It's all right. I think it's a little forced at times. It seems like he cares a little too much, but
Of course it's forced. But, I mean, yeah, like he's just like randomly walking into people's house and they're like, oh, David.
oh, didn't expect you today, Dave.
That's so weird. Hey.
You know, the camera crew probably told you it was happening.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
These guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they're in my house. I liked it because, again, I watched it with my daughter and I thought it was really nice for her.
Did you enjoy it?
She loved it. She was pissed that it was over. She's like, wait, what?
Only 4 episodes.
Yeah, she's like, this is it? I hope they do it again with maybe not with Beckham, but with somebody else. That'd be cool.
Maybe one of his new players for his new club, Inter Miami.
Or just like a different player could do
Like
it for a different
Phil
team.
Neville.
Phil Neville. No one wants to see a documentary with Phil Neville in it.
Why?
Oh, good Lord.
I would
Nate
like to
raises
see
his
a
hands.
documentary filled Neville
Yeah.
in it. Sounds
Ah,
compelling.
good Lord. No, Messi. Messi's going to Inter Miami. We talked about this for like 20 minutes at the beginning of the show. Guys.
Who?
Messi is going to Inter Miami.
He is?
So maybe he can do a doc. Oh, good Lord.
How about
This
Paul?
is what
I
I
have
Inter
to deal
Miami
with.
Brooks. Did you know about this?
I
This
didn't.
is what I have
How
to
about
do
Go on.
week in, week out.
How about Paul Scholes?
I think Paul Scholes would be an interesting one.
Roy Keane?
Have you read his book? Read his book. Read his book. It's interesting. All right.
Okay, wait a minute. We've come to Tyson's figured it out.
Oh, Lord.
Brooks, True Moo is like the milk that is in most public schools and very popular. Craig and Nate is this generation's equivalent to Nesquik. Okay. Can't really pop me into Craig's generation there, but I think what he is really saying.
We are close enough to the same age, I
Shut up.
think.
I think what he's saying though is public schools did True Moo. Craig and his hoity-toity private schools didn't experience a True Moo experience.
The North Farmington.
Damn it! You could have played along, Brooks. You could
I
have
was
played
the one that
along.
went to private school, but I think we had True Moo.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
I know Kirk likes Holland Brewery Stadium.
Oh, ooh.
Kirk
that's
just
a-
wants free beer.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's a good call. Any stadium.
How about
named
Atwater
after-
Brewery Stadium?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a nice one too. Yeah, the Atwater Brewery Stadium. Well done. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Motor City
Two-Hearted
Brewery
Stadium?
Motor City Brewery down in downtown Detroit. Their Ghetto Blaster beer. Ooh, I really like that.
By the way, all these brewing companies that we're just plugging randomly for the people
Yes.
who listen, we are looking for sponsors.
We do need to get a bar. We do need to get a restaurant and a bar in here because
Yes.
I'd like to drink beer during our shows and like heavily promote it. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then we could give out 6-packs to the winners of a contest every
Yes.
week. So maybe
These
any
sounds
of
like
our
great
fans-
promotional
I'd
ideas.
like a beer sandwich named after me. That's always been my dream.
A beer sandwich?
No, a beer or a sandwich.
Or a beer
So like
sandwich. Don't sell yourself short, buddy.
Sorry.
You can have both.
Is that like a life goal right there to have a beer or
You
a
just said
sandwich
yes!
named after
Yes.
you? Life goal, bucket list item.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you walk in the local sandwich shop. It's the Brooksland Beer We Are Soccer fucking great sandwich.
I think that's how
Write
you.
that down. Write that down.
That's how you
That's
know you
the
made
name
it.
of the official sandwich. The
Now-
Brooksland Beer We Are Soccer fucking great sandwich.
Now, I don't
love
have
it.
a sandwich named after me or a drink or anything like that, but at a certain local establishment, it is known there's a particular item that I eat and only eat, and the guys that I go play soccer with go, we want exactly what Nate has. Or the
Creatine?
Nate, yeah.
Chipotle?
Yeah, no. So at Stingers, I'm known for walking in and getting a side of pickles, 2 chicken breasts,
What?
and just buffalo sauce. And the rest of my guys that I play with are ordering it now. And they just went, we got the Nate.
Hold tight. Wait, did you say buffalo sauce on
Yeah.
the side? So you
Yeah.
got 2 chicken breasts, fried pickles, and buffalo sauce.
No, not fried pickles, just pickles. Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't want like a coffee like drink named after you.
Oh, there's no. Yeah, that would be great, but I would be worried about
The
anyone
Nate
drinking
Gi-
the
no,
amount
wait.
of
The
caffeine
Moo
I put in.
Latte, Nate Janulis, We Are
Or like an
Soccer
energy
fucking
drink, the
great
Nate
latte.
Geyser, the Nate Geyser energy drink.
No, because I can't be liable for anyone who takes it and then like dies from not being able to sleep. So Tyson comes in, he goes, Brooks wants a combo meal. I'll take the Brooks with the large fry.
Yeah, do you know what we actually need to start doing after the show, boys? We need to start inviting some of the fans up to Stingers to join us. Because after our shows on Sunday night, we usually go for a beer. So
No, we
Well, you
don't,
two-
Craig. No, we
Man,
don't.
nope.
We go home.
to our
Straight home.
Yes.
wives.
Yes.
Well,
Not the
Brooks goes to
Stingers.
bed.
Not
Yes.
the Stingers for an hour.
Yes.
And one of these statements are true because one of us has to be up at crack of dawn, and the other two are just degenerates. Wait, what? One of the 3 of us here are responsible,
wrong.
and the other 2, well, at least one of them works from home.
It's like people trying to get a picture of Brooks out in the open, which I still said, if you do that somehow, if you see me scouting somewhere, I will buy you coffee if you ever do and post to the Facebook
That is-
page.
Oh, I can't wait to run into you scouting and
No,
be
no,
like,
you can't do
"Hey,
that."
No, I can.
No, you can't.
Brooks, where are you scouting again?
can't
I'm
do
at
that.
the OU Dome today. Here comes, I want my coffee now.
You can't do
I
that.
gotta
It's got to
picture
be,
you.
yeah. This like stupid photo of like me like eating something or like picking my nose or something. Be
It's
like,
gonna
yeah,
be like mid.
yeah.
Yeah, join the club of stupid photos of you eating something.
We Are Soccer co-hosts in the wild.
Yes.
Taking pictures, eating.
Tyson makes a very good point. It's called the wrap-up show, the post-game wrap-up show, the inside depth and look and interview one-on-one with the one and only Craig Hearn. Not sponsored by Stingers. You have to.
We're just trying to put those girls through school. I'm telling you, they're good girls. They just need to get through school.
I think most of them are older than the school has passed them.
The Stingers, if you're watching, sorry, will be in shortly.
Yeah, and I think body-wise, I think I might beat them all.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, my word.
I don't go there for the girls. I go there for the antics that happens, like, when you're there and the people watching. That's amazing. And they're the only place open past 9 in the Wixom area.
We need to come up with a name for your order, though. Whatever your order is, the 2 chicken breasts, the pickles, the buffalo sauce, and that's it. That's it. Just those.
That's it, yeah.
There's a name. We got to come up with a name of I want the
Janule?
the Janule, the
Yeah.
Nate Janule. I
Yeah.
would like the Janule basket.
Can I have the Junile sauce?
Can I get the
The
Janule?
Janule sauce on the side,
Janule
please.
basket, please.
Yeah, it's just known as the weirdo special.
The weirdo special.
Yeah, it's like there needs to be a sauce with my sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just
there's a
something-
joke in there somewhere, but I'm
Yes.
actually going to
I
refrain.
got a
from-
saucer.
I'm going to refrain.
Pull it out, Dick!
Yeah,
All the local Novi sandwich shops. I'm gonna stop in this week and we're gonna discuss this. I don't know. I don't know if there is, but we're going to discuss this. And we're going to see if we can get a sandwich named after me and a sponsorship to We Are Soccer. And every time I'm on the show, I'm going to have the sandwich with me.
Oh, did I tell you the time I flat out called the Starbucks corporate guy a moron?
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because, so he was there, and somebody asked me if I wanted to buy these reusable cups. And I went, I can't, because some idiot from corporate decided not to make them big enough for my drinks because they're like a size smaller.
Yes.
And the guy goes, and someone goes, yeah, there's a guy from corporate right there. I go, hey, you guys are dumb. I go, I would have easily bought this. And he goes, well, not everyone drinks your size. I go, all right, here, genius. This is what you do. You make the larger cup, you sell it for more, and then you put what's called a notch mark in there, and you only fill it to that notch. So that way they could order a tall, a venti, or the Trenta like I do. Out of the same cup, it's a cup for all, and you sell and make a little bit more money and profit off that. And he goes, actually, that's not a bad idea. I went,
Was that as bad or as embarrassing as when I called Greg Berhalter Craig?
Yes, it is. It's not,
It was right
it's
up
with
there.
a double
Right up
G
there.
at the end as well.
Yes.
The
Boys,
Detroit Nate Witch.
I do have some good news. This time next week, when we're doing next week's live show, we will know the knockout round. Group A and Group B, they play each other. We will know who's advancing to the next round. So America, England, we will know where they are and how far they've gone.
Well,
If they're
England's
out.
going to advance.
There's no guarantee at this point. Anything
There's no
can
guarantee,
happen.
but it would take a
I'm telling you
mathematical
right
weird
now.
possibility for them not to.
And they could lose in the next round, and we will know at this point next
I don't know.
week.
Netherlands is looking shit. Like Netherlands is not looking good.
No, Netherlands, Ecuador 1-1. I thought Netherlands were going to go on to win that game 7-0.
I would be more worried about playing Ecuador than Netherlands.
Ecuador came on strong at the end and actually could have won that. Should have won that game against.
I told you,
Netherlands.
you didn't think they had it. They can
Oh,
do it.
Ecuador! Nice jerseys, by the way. I did like the Ecuador jerseys.
Blue?
Yeah, the white and blue, and yellow in there.
That's just like a clean, solid color.
Yeah.
That's where Portugal loses me. You're mixing two colors.
Yeah,
it
that
looks
watermelon
like a
color
goddamn
does not
watermelon.
look good.
I
I
fucking
agree,
hate it.
Nate. That is an ugly jersey.
Don't like
I
it.
might actually change my answer. I think that the watermelon, the Portugal watermelon jersey, it's gross.
It is. It's not fun.
Yeah. Well, again, this time next week we will know who's advancing into the I think the quarters and maybe I think the quarters. But for now, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Do us a favor. If you're online, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Please share this video. We very much appreciate it. Leave a comment. And if you're listening via podcast form, whether it's Spotify or on Apple or Google, whatever that podcast is. I'm not a Google guy. Android. Leave us a comment. Give us 5 stars. We'd very, very much appreciate it.
Share the video with your friends from YouTube or Facebook.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
5-star. Click it.
5 star. Nate likes gold stars, folks.
I'm a 5-star man. God damn it.
How many stars he has in his German jersey?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why.
That's we collect them.
And now it's time to leave. All right, from me, Craig, and Nate, and Brooks, the boys at the kids' table, we will see you next week. Thanks again. Cheers.